So this is how I analyze trades in less than 10 minutes every day. And I do that using my Flippy indicator, which plots the support and resistance levels for me. So I don't have to stare at the market. And another good thing now is that you can always set price alerts. Assuming here is an interest point where I want to sell at this resistance here. I can move the mouse close, right click, go to trading, click on alerts, and then we set this alert over here. If you look at this alert with the arrow, right, I can double click and then change the maximum iterations to 1,000, meaning that if price gets there, continues to make noise, bips and bips and bips until you are nearby and then you attend to it. Or another thing that I do is on the trading view, the app on the mobile device. You can set an alert at this price over here on your trading view, close it, and then when price gets there, it pops up as a notification, which also helps as well. Assuming you're not in front of your system because you can't be in front of your system all the time. So this is how I analyze trades every day within few minutes. So this is Euro USD here. What I do, I move to GU, GBP USD, also known as cable, drag it in, and then it draws all these levels for me. You can see the blue horizontals and then the red horizontals. They're both representing support and resistance based on price movement and what price does at that point in time. What do I mean? That's why I call this indicator flippy. Like over here, because you always look to the left. Here, it acted as what? Support. Price went up. Here, it acted as resistance, acted as resistance, acted as support, acted as support, and it acted as resistance. As a matter of fact, we got a trade over here on this GU in this area here. After price with this massive candle here from yesterday, I believe this was probably based on the FOMC news release or something. And then news dropped below this. So this side now becomes the resistance, while this was support. And then we got an entry over here. And you too can get an entry there. How? Simply plotting your levels, support resistance, keep it as simple as possible, and then wait for price to get there. And of course, that is exactly what I did. And I'm going to show you guys something really, really quick so that you see and you understand better. So this was the trade I talked about that we got. My entry was even a bit late. Remember, it was the area that I said based on this big, massive candle, price broke out and then did what? It pulled back to this area. Here was our area of interest where we got to sell over here, and the price is dropping down in our favor. I'm expecting to get down to these lows. So you could hopefully call this maybe your TP1 and then see whether it breaks down further. This could be TP1, and then you see whether it breaks down further and maybe use this as a form of another entry. You can see here it was acting as support in the past. If it breaks, then it should act as resistance. But let's see how it goes. Price can always do otherwise, right? And that's why we always prepare as traders. This was the trade I took, and then also we got this one on Euro USD, still using the indicator Flippy, where you have here as an area of support, resistance, resistance, some support here, and then came back after it broke out. Similar story to the GBP USD. If you don't know, GBP USD and Euro USD, they tend to move in a very similar pattern, right? So broke out in this manner, came back and used this as resistance. You can see we've talked about it as support in the past. So we can easily say it's a flip zone. And hence the reason why I called this simple support and resistance indicator flippy. Flippy in the sense that it acts as support and also acts as resistance. You can see here support. So I'm expecting price to drop all the way back to this point here. And this could easily be TP1, or it could even be your final TP, depending on how you trade, right? So you can see the sell position here, sell just below this area of resistance, and price is going down. Price could as well push back up, who knows? Well, I'm also paying attention to DXY, which is also known as the USD index. You have more clues. Now you could easily use this, as I said, how to analyze charts in less than 10 minutes each day, meaning that you don't have to waste your time. What do? You come, you check your charts, and then you set price alerts either on the trading view on your app or on the phone, or you set price alerts here where your system has to be on or whatnot. You could even set pending orders to sell here. It's based on your type of trading, right? Some like to wait for confirmation based on candles. Some just set pending orders there, believing that that level should work, and then the rest, hopefully, fingers crossed, is history, right? And you have other instruments here that we can drag in, and then you would always see price acting as support and resistance. When you drag in your instrument, because I'm dragging the instruments in, automatically it's showing those levels, right? Showing those levels here of resistance is still in this area. This could be a nice one for entry. Remember this here, very similar story to the Euro USD and also the GBP USD, where it broke out of that level here, pulled back, look for your entry here, and then fingers crossed it goes down. And don't forget, use your stop loss the other side, either here or above here, right? So always know your areas of interest, and wait for price to react, and then look for your trigger. Also, the time frame here is 1 hour. Depending on you and your style of trading, you could drop down time frames to 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever your style is. But it's not compulsory. You can still find entries on this hourly time frame. Trust me. You can find entries based on these candlestick formations, or it could even be based on chart patterns, right? The formations on chart patterns. It could be like the popular Head and Shoulders. It could be Quasimodo, which is similar to Head and Shoulders. It could be your regular candlesticks, doji, hammers, pin bars, engulfings, and whatnot, right? You don't need to make it too complicated. So how to analyze the charts in less than 10 minutes, no exaggerations. Drag any charts in, release, and then what happens? The indicator has already drawn those levels for you, resistance, resistance, resistance. If it goes back there, then see if it acts as resistance. Wait for the reaction, look for your sell, stop loss above, and see if it drops down to this area here. Area here, looking to the left-hand side, can see support, support, a whole bunch of mess ups here, little support here, bunch of mess ups here, support, support. So, how to trade, analyze charts in less than 10 minutes. I'm going to be rounding up this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ensure to trade safely as well. A lot of things are happening in the world, of course, as we already know, with wars and whatnot. Something is always happening that, adds to that volatility. Crude oil, the price of gas is skyrocketing all over the place. Trust me, it's all over the world because we're all feeling the impact of the war based on Iran and whatnot, right? So, thank you guys and trade safely. Cheers.